And yeah, but before we go, let's keep to the theme of this podcast and let's talk about media stuff. So, Alex, what have you been watching to recommend to the people?
Oh, well, the most recent thing I watched that was new is the new Studio Ghibli film, The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, nice.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no. To kind of elaborate on it a little bit more, this is obviously another film directed by Hayao Miyazaki, the founder of the studio and probably the most famous director from that studio. If you can name a Studio Ghibli film, it's very likely that he directed it.
Mm,
Um, and I would definitely say that this is not his best film or even the studio's best film, but
yeah,
it's still a Studio Ghibli film, so it's a very strong film, very enjoyable. The animation and the especially the background paintings that they used in it, which were like traditional watercolor paintings, were absolutely stunning. So
yeah,
from a visual perspective, it's still 10 out of 10, 100%. The story, while I was very engaged with it and liked a lot of the characters, it definitely felt a lot more like the plot was wandering a lot and was very rambling a bit more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It definitely relied more on its visual metaphors and using more sort of ambiguous sort of um, things to illustrate the story that was being told. It was still a good film, and I'd highly recommend it if you're into that kind of film. You're
yeah,
not going to be disappointed.
yeah. Sweet. I wouldn't say I've watched much stuff that I would recommend. I mean, I watched Chicken Run 2, Dawn of the Nugget, and that was okay.
Oh yeah,
It was like,
yeah. I heard it was all right,
yeah,
and I was just like, well, I'm not really that bothered about a Chicken Run sequel anyway.
same to be honest. I just watched it because I thought, well, fuck it, why not?
It's on. Why not?
May as well. TV wise, obviously, as I said in the last episode, I watched the Doctor Who 60th anniversary and the Christmas specials.
I watched it. I watched the new Doctor Who as well, the one with the new
Alright.
guy in it.
Oh, you should
Uh,
that one, yeah. What do you think?
yeah, I really liked it. I was not expecting a story about goblins, so I
Oh
think
yeah, yeah,
that really caught me off guard, and it made me. And I think what really helped is that Russell T Davis is writing it again as
yes,
well,
exactly, yeah,
which is probably the height of when Doctor Who was good for our generation.
yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to watch it because I don't have a TV license. But
Yeah,
if I caught an episode like on TV, I'd probably watch it and be probably would enjoy it because I really didn't mind that episode. It was really good.
if you got a VPN, you can easily watch on Disney Plus. Just change it to it.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, that's a good way to work
We
around.
don't condone such activities, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Legally
yeah.
speaking, we don't condone it. Okay,
No, 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 no,
but if you wanted to download one, I mean, there's plenty online. I mean, we can't stop you.
no, exactly. I mean, you got to protect yourself from the internet. I mean, come on now.
It is very important that you protect yourself on the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but apart from that, I wouldn't say I've watched a lot of stuff that I would say I do want to watch that post office drama with Toby Jones on ITVX. I think
Mm.
that looks pretty cool. I've started watching Man Up, that one-off TV movie about Viagra, the creation of Viagra of their Viagra
Oh,
pill
that
uh,
sounds interesting.
on the BBC. That sounds really cool. Um, so instead, I'll talk about what my most anticipated movie of 2023 of 2024 is
Oh, yeah, we've got to talk about the upcoming year.
the coming year.
We're gonna have, oh, mate, we should do an Oscar. Sorry to interrupt, but we should do an Oscar special.
Should we actually?
I think that'd be fun. Let's
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. Let's have some fun. Let's do the Oscar. The Oscars.
Yeah, the Oscars.
What am I looking forward to? Let's see. I'm looking forward to Inside Out 2. That's no, I love the first one, and I think the second one looks like a lot of fun and looks pretty interesting.
I think it'll be very disappointing.
Oh well,
That's my personal opinion on it, though.
that was just very blunt. What else am I looking forward to? Let's see. Um, ye- I'm trying to get to think of other movies before my most anticipated movie of. I'm gonna look this up quickly. Movies, 2024.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list now. There's a couple I'm interested in.
Joker 2, I'm interested in that. I wasn't really looking forward to a Joker sequel, but cool.
Does
Uh,
he tell a joke in that one?
I don't know. We'll see if he tells a joke. Uh,
Oh, mate. What about the new Garfield movie?
oh, the Chris Pratt one. I mean,
Oh,
what
mate.
we'll see what
It
that
looks so bad.
goes. Yeah. Uh, I mean, it's Garfield, so I'm not really expecting it to be funny or any good for that matter. But yeah, it does look pretty bad. We've got the third Paddington movie coming out, Paddington Peru. That's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really
I'm
like that.
I watched the other two Paddington films over Christmas, and
Oh,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
really looking forward to the new one because I really like it. The
yeah.
BioShock movie is coming out this year, apparently, according to
Oh
this
well.
list.
Hmm. We've got Kung
That way ain't coming out.
We've got Kung Fu Panda 4. That looks really good. I love the other three movies. So hopefully, the fourth one's really good. What else have we got coming out this year? We have Craven the Hunter, that's gonna be trash. Uh, we've got
Yeah. I mean, I saw the trailer for that. It looks fucking
yeah, the
shit.
fact that they delayed it by like months just shows I think that it's gonna be
I really hope it flops so that, like all the other superhero films in this year, and then eventually
yeah,
superhero films can just leave
yeah.
and not come back.
We got Furiosa, the Mad Max saga spin-off.
I'm not looking forward to that, and this is
Oh,
coming from a big Mad Max fan.
yeah,
Um, I just when I watched the trailer, I was just like, this just doesn't have the same appeal. I feel like I should be on a new story in the Mad Max saga, and it's got nothing to do
eh,
it's got nothing to do with the fact that it's about Furiosa. I mean, the previous film was about Furiosa as well, and I really enjoyed it. I just yeah, it just wasn't what I was hoping for another Mad Max film, but
yeah,
I'm still probably going to watch it because if it's directed by George Miller, I mean, he makes great films, he makes great like action films. So I'm looking. I'll probably watch it for the action at the very least.
yeah. We also got what else we got? We got Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That looks really
With Shadow the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I can't believe they've done Shadow the Hedgehog before Metal Sonic. I genuinely thought that was going to be the big teaser.
Yeah, I'm not too sure like what's going on there, but we'll see. I mean, I actually quite liked the other two Sonic movies. I didn't hate.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
not terrible. I think they did
no,
Supersonic pretty well. I
uh,
just wish that we could cut away from that stupid fucking family that I don't care about.
yeah, I mean, I don't like Sonic as a character in general.
Sonic has got the same problem that those like Godzilla movies have got, where
Yeah,
the thing that I want to see is the character that the film is named after, but I'm too busy watching this stupid family drama that I just don't care about.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I want to see Sonic fight Eggman. Like that's all I want to see. I want to see him turn Super Sonic and
yeah.
then blow up a big robot and save the world.
Well, apparently, the other animated Transformers movie, Transformers One, that comes out next this year. Comes out September.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
Transform? I've never heard of this.
Oh, it's a they're making an animated Transformers movie called Transformers One. And
Oh,
guess who voices Optimus Prime? Guess who's they got to voice?
the guy who always voices Optimus Prime.
No, Chris Hemsworth.
What? Why
Yeah,
did they get the actual fucking voice actor?
I don't know. I think he might have retired. Well, not like I think
Oh well, that's fair enough if he's
as
retired.
in
You can't
when
do
I say
anything about it.
retired, I mean as in he's retired from doing it for TV shows and for
I'm Optimus
animated
Prime.
and other animated projects. But like for the live action films, he'll still do it. I'm
Oh
not.
my god, they're making a Twister sequel and it's called Twisters.
Oh god, they do actually doing a Twister sequel.
Oh, mate. Oh my god, I love the fact that it's just like I'm reading the plot now, and it's literally just like it's the first film, but there's two twisters. Fuck
Oh,
yes, bro.
oh
That sounds so. That's gonna be my film of the year.
God, help us! God,
That's amazing.
help
That's so good.
us! God, help us all.
Oh, more of that,
Yeah.
please, Hollywood.
We've got Madam Web coming out next month. That looks garbage.
Oh, that looks fucking terrible.
Apparently, the Wicked movie comes out next.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They've been making
Uh,
that, trying to make that for a while, haven't
yeah,
they?
I actually met someone who was working on it in
Oh
London.
yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me
Did,
about
did,
like
did they have positive things to
yeah.
say?
Well, no, he was just talking about like oh, I think he did like the set design and stuff. So he was just saying like, oh yeah, we got
Ah, well, I bet the set design will be really good in that film.
yeah. So like,
Everything else is up for debate.
I just hope they don't do what they did with Oz the Great and Powerful and just green screened it all. Like that's just I did
Yeah, that was really disappointing because that was Sam Raimi as well, and he's a good director.
like
But I feel like, yeah.
I want real sets. I want practical effects. I want all that stuff. I do not want fucking CG.
All
But
right. I'm going to list off a couple of other films that people might be interested in
yeah,
that I found. So we've got the new Godzilla X Kong movie coming out,
yeah,
which, if you're like me, you're only interested in watching two big monsters hit each other, which it will have. But everything else will be lame. So there you go. If that's what you're into, watch that. The next Planet of the Apes films comes out next year.
Ooh, actually, talking about that one,
Yeah,
who directed it? Wes Ball. He's directing the live action
that's right.
movie.
Live action what, sorry?
The guy directed it, Wes Ball. He's directing the live action Zelda movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, so he directed like the Maze Runner film. Well, that's
yeah.
not good. That's leaving me a little hope because I don't know if I've ever said this, but I love the previous three Planet of the Apes films, the newer
Oh yeah,
ones.
yeah,
They're really good. Like, one is a little hit or miss.
yeah,
I like the stuff with Caesar and like his story, but I think the stuff with James Franco and the company and his dad is a bit
yeah,
whatever. Also, James Franco's a creep, but you know.
yeah, yeah,
But then the other two films are fantastic,
yeah,
genuinely interesting films about with actual. good drama, good plot points, good dilemma, decent action. The CGI is incredible on the apes. They look amazing.
Yeah.
And also, I know Andy Serkis isn't working on his studio's not working on the new Planet of the Apes film, so there's definitely cautiously optimistic with that film. I do feel like it could go either way,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of it being like, I know this is set quite a while afterwards. Humanity is now on the brink of collapse, and the apes are starting to build their societies now, so they're now becoming the dominant species. So I'm curious to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Um,
It
Gladiator 2,
Oh, yeah, that's coming
that's
up.
coming out.
Jesus.
Um, Probably not going to like it because I really like Gladiator 1 and I feel like that's a one and done story.
Yeah, I think, Ridley Scott needs to stay away from his old franchises and make new things.
Yeah, well, we're seeing how that works with
With Alien,
Prometheus
he needs to
and Alien and
yeah, he
that
needs to
other
stay away
Alien
from
film.
Aliens.
Oh
Go back
boy.
to go back to Wes Ball just for a quick second. I know he directed the Maze Runner movies, but to be fair, I mean, he's not like I feel like the Maze Runner films were just the project he did to break in.
Yeah, I should say that doesn't mean that Wes Ball like this film that film could
Yeah,
still be great. I'm not
yeah.
gonna say that means it's definitely gonna be bad
Like,
because that's just not fair.
looking at the trailer and stuff like that, you can see why they picked him to do Zelda because it's very
Oh yeah, 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 absolutely.
he was
But
he was actually talking about, how with Zelda, he wants to make a live he wants to, like, make it as if it's a live action Studio Ghibli movie, which is very interesting, but also very quiet. There's
yeah, I'll be interested to see how he does that. But
if he was
fair
able to
enough.
do that in live action, that'd be cool.
Hey,
Uh,
if he wants to give it a try, if
yeah,
give it a try, why not? I
yeah,
mean, Nintendo will give him shit tons of money to do it,
yeah.
but they will probably be very heavily involved in it.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo anyway.
It'll be
So
yeah, they're heavily involved in, like, every movie they in all these movies that are getting made of their franchises now, like the
yeah,
Mario movie they were really involved in. Um, yeah, do you wanna know what my number 1 movie of this year is, though?
yeah, yeah. Do that, and I'll list off a few others.
My
But yeah,
num
go on.
my most anticipated movie this year, it's a cliché one, and it's a very predictable one, but I don't care. It's Deadpool 3. Really,
Yeah, I mean that's actually the top film on like IMDb that people are most excited for. I know that Hugh Jackman's in it. Obviously, is it Hugh
yeah.
Jackman actually?
Jackman's
It
coming
is,
back
isn't
as
it?
Wolverine, which don't get me
Wolverine
wrong,
again.
I love, I also hate because I love it because I'm glad to see him back again, and he's gonna be in the red and yellow
I
outfit.
think it's kind of acceptable for Deadpool 3 because it's a
Yeah.
parody film.
Yeah, I know that, but at the same time, with, the other 2, they recasted Colossus as, this big, like, making him more like his comic book counterpart. You know, he's big, he's Russian, and all that stuff, and they used a different actor for that, so I feel like they could have used a different actor for Wolverine, but yeah, I get why, this is the multiverse saga, and you'll get Hugh Jackman back, blah, 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 but I feel like for me, looking at the stuff like that, like the potential leaks and things like that, this feels like the multiverse like movie that that's they should have had from the start. Like, really, I mean, it's crazy, it's bonkers, it's gonna be R-rated. It's gonna be really interesting to see it.
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean,
And
I'm not the biggest fan of the Deadpool films, but it's fine.
I
Like,
love,
I'm not surprised people are
yeah,
excited for it. People do like Deadpool, and that's
oh yeah.
fine.
I think I love the other two Deadpool movies. I think that they're fantastic and really
Yeah,
just funny
and that's fine.
and stuff like that. And I think having it in the MCU and stuff like that, seeing him take the piss out of it will be very interesting to see. They're definitely going to make fun of the writer's strike as well, like because that was they had to shut production down because of the writer's strike. The only thing I'm worried about with Deadpool 3 is because they're still they were going to release it in May, but then they pushed it back to July, and yeah, and they're still doing it. And
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just something I think a lot of people should expect this year with their films. Is don't be surprised if a lot of films are affected by the writer's strikes.
yeah,
A lot of them might just be really lackluster,
mm,
and yeah, I mean, we've seen how that affected Marvel this past year.
yeah.
Were just some of the worst films they've ever come out with. And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Marvel, but even those other ones, from what I've heard, are
Oh yeah.
garbage.
I mean, I've not watched the Marvels. I couldn't be arsed with it, and I hated Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Loved Guardians 3 though. That was good. Um,
Right. There's a couple of other films I'd like
yeah,
to mention.
right, list off the rest of your picks.
Yeah, cool. So there's the Bob Marley biopics coming out.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Bob Marley, One Love. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's coming out like really, really soon. I think like literally within like a couple of weeks.
Oh, really nice.
I'm gonna give that one a watch because I'm a big Bob Marley fan, and it's nice to see a biopic about an artist that actually, as far as I'm aware of, has not turned out to be a piece of shit. So
Yeah. It comes out
Elvis.
it comes out February 2024, 16th
Yeah,
February
that's
2020.
close, man. Not that long.
That's not that long. They ain't done.
Um, I'd probably say in terms of one film that I'm really looking forward to, the next Spider-Verse film coming out, if it does come out next year.
I don't think it is. I think they delayed it indefinitely until they.
Yeah, but you never know. If
Right.
it does come out for the time being, if it does come out this year and it does come out, I'm excited for that. But I think, to be honest with you, the film I'm most excited for this year, which is one that I think deserves mention, is Nosferatu, which is being directed by Robert Eggers. And Robert Eggers directed The Witch, The Lighthouse, and as well The Northman,
Yeah,
which are three films that I really, really like. I probably love even I know a lot of people weren't big fan of The Northman, and I know that a lot of people like The Witch, but then like I know that people weren't really hot on The Lighthouse. But I think all three of those films have been really great.
I still need to watch The Lighthouse because I've heard really good things
Oh
about it.
yeah, yeah. I'd suggest watching all three of his films. They're all great. I've watched all of them. I watched The Lighthouse and The Northman in the cinemas, and I'm really looking forward to his take on Nosferatu. I think he will do a very good job of
Yeah.
making, a classic gothic tale.
Mm.
Actually, like for a audience and in his own style, and I think he'll be really good for it. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
so that's probably the film I'm most looking forward to next year.
Mm.
And yeah, there's loads of other great films coming out. Priscilla looks really good, which is about Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
That looks great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be a pretty damn good year for film, if you ask me. Oh, and of course, June Part Two. Completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that got delayed, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first June, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
I still not watched the first two. I will watch it eventually. I'll try and watch it before.
It's being added to Netflix actually pretty soon, so if you've got it,
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean,
just
I've used my mom's Netflix, so that's all right.
there you go, just watch it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. But yeah, man, it does seem like a good year for movies. To be fair.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great like small independent films and not too many big superhero blockbuster films coming out this year.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
wasn't that many last year actually either. It's
Yeah.
weird to think that the two biggest films from last year were not superhero films. They were a comedy film and a biopic.
Well.
And I know that that was the meme around it was like the big thing related to it,
Yeah.
but it's great that
Oh no, like it's they. I
that was
feel
the case.
they've people are starting to slow. No, I wouldn't say people are moving on because from superheroes because you still have successes like Guardians 3, The Boys, Generation V,
Yeah,
Invincible.
but
But I will say people are starting to become a bit more like because obviously beforehand everyone was like, oh, let's go see the latest Marvel movie. You have to see, we have to see it, we have to see it. Now people are being a little bit more like
well,
picky,
yeah, just
but with
they
and being
just
a bit
don't
more like
care anymore. It's fatigue.
yeah,
Like it's been there for so long, and then obviously
oh,
we obviously had one major
yeah,
story end with Infinity War, and it's like, well, most people aren't going to watch the others. It doesn't help as well that Marvel has been pumping out so much.
yeah.
The quality of it has dipped
They-
so to such low levels that people just go, well, this is garbage.
oh
It
yeah.
doesn't matter how much of it comes out. If it's not good, people won't watch it.
I mean, even Bob Iger said we diluted the brand if we put out too much content, and I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, maybe
absolutely, and
that's
it will affect them
yeah.
in the long run.
I think they'll probably will recover. They'll recover. They'll probably once they start putting the X-Men in there, they'll probably recover.
I don't think so. I think people are ready to
Success.
move on. I think they're ready to move on.
Wait,
I
so
think they will still release films, and I think
mm,
they will
yeah,
be relatively successful.
yeah.
Like, but they will bring it back a bit, and it won't be as dominant as it has been for the past few years.
Well, I mean, that's just
And
the
they
way.
will release some films that will bomb.
That's just the way with franchises anyway. They do well,
Oh
and then
yeah,
people just move on to the next thing. When
yeah, and then it comes down to how long the studios want to keep doing it for
yeah,
until you know
yeah.
they
I
don't
mean,
have financial interest in it anymore.
yeah, I do think as well. I've said this before. But I do think cinematic universes, like shared universes in general, have kind of have a role to play in that. I think audiences are sick and tired of them as well. Like audiences are sick and tired of like, oh, I've got to do this much amount of homework for one.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I don't even think it's that. I think most people don't care.
yeah, I'm not saying it's
Most people don't think of it that way. They just
yeah,
want to watch a film because it's like, oh well, I want to go to cinema and enjoy myself, and
yeah,
then they go, well, I don't know who any of these characters are. They
yeah,
don't think about it as like a homework thing. They just want to
yeah,
go in and enjoy it.
yeah. I think yeah, I wouldn't say that's the main thing. That's definitely contributed. I
Oh
think
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
surprised that like DC's most successful movies have been these Elseworld one-off standalone stories like Joker and the Batman, where and we got Joker 2 coming out, and that's probably gonna do very well because, people are like, "Oh, I like the first Joker movie," and,
Yeah, Joker's probably gonna do well,
yeah.
but it's because it doesn't feel connected to everything else. It
Oh,
feels like
yeah,
it's its
exactly.
own thing.
It's its own thing, and that's why the Batman Part 2 will do very well because 'cause it'll be its own standalone contained, like, movie, which is weird because 'cause we're also getting Batman: The Brave and the Bold movie coming up because it's part of the rebooted DC universe, which, we'll see how that turns out because we've got Superman Legacy coming out in 2025, which I'm hesitant on because it's James Gunn doing it, I'm interested, I just don't know. Because the last Superman movie was fine, but,
As I said, though, we'll just have to wait and see.
we'll just have to wait and see, my friend. We'll have to wait and see, and that's it.